Millennials are putting home buying on the back burner. The main reason why is they're buried in student loan debt. Credible.com personal finance expert Dan Roccato has more on how to get out from underneath all of that debt. Hey, Dan, happy Friday. How are you?
What's up, Danielle? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good on this Friday. You know, it's so interesting to me because when you look at people who are in debt, you typically think it's going to be somebody who's maybe older, who may have, gone through some problems later on in life. But now we've got people in their 20s and 30s who are struggling with things like trying to buy a home right now.
Yeah, generational debt, right? I mean, this is pretty remarkable. Folks are coming out of school with, student loans the size of Wyoming, and it's preventing them from entering the marketplace for buying houses, right? So it's that part of the American dream that we haven't gotten quite right yet, and we have to fix it.
You know, one of the things I find interesting is you do, Dan, have younger people who want to buy a home now, right? When I was in my 20s, which wasn't that long ago, but when I was in my 20s, buying a home really was not on my radar at all. But now it is on the radar for a lot of people. What can they do now to be on that path towards home ownership?
Yeah, when you were 29 last year,
yeah, Danielle,
right, and I was just a year older, so a year older than you. So we can do a couple things. Try the snowball method. Start with those small debts, those little ones that, just sort of hanging out there. Get rid of them, build your confidence, move on to the larger debts. Don't try to tackle that large debt first because you're going to get disgruntled. You'll give up. Don't do it. If you have high interest credit card debt, refinance it. Maybe do a better credit card with a 0% rate, transfer over. Obviously, you can do that at credible.com. The thing that we want to do now is boost our credit profile because ultimately when we do enter the marketplace to buy a home, you want to be the strongest buyer out there. So boost your profile from a credit perspective so that you're ready to launch when you see that house and you've got a couple bucks for your down payment.
So you want to boost your credit profile, but what about if you want to boost that credit score, right? So if you've got a lot of debt out there, student loans, credit cards, is it wise, Dan, to consolidate everything into maybe one loan?
Yeah, it may be. So if you've got a bunch of different credit cards at say 22, 24% interest, and you can get a personal loan at, half of that or less, it clearly makes sense to go ahead and do that. The caveat is you don't want to then charge up those credit cards again once you get rid of them. That's where the discipline part comes in, right? So get yourself on a budget, maybe refinance that debt, and then start throwing a few pennies into your down payment fund. After a while, it'll grow and you'll be ready to buy.
And so what about biting off more than you can chew? Because I know a lot of millennials who want to buy a home are thinking about that big old dream home, right, that a lot of people want. But in terms of thinking small, what's the best advice you can give millennials right now who do want to step into the home market at this time?
Yeah, good question. There's no fun being house rich, cash poor, right? A big house with no furniture, can't pay the air conditioning, that's not fun. So take your time, right? Even if it means waiting on the sidelines for a bit, get your down payment, get your pre-approval, be patient, but be ready.
Very quickly, we've got about 20 seconds left. When you say down payment, can you get in for as little as like 5% down now?
You can actually get in for as little as 3% in some government programs, 0% if you're a veteran. But ideally, we want 20%. So let's try to get as close to that as we can.
Dan Roccato, always bringing the good advice. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Danielle. Take care.